All right, I will go ahead and just do the introduction. Good morning, everyone. This is our, our third installment of the Tenant Training 101 series. This is a course that goes through how to conduct tenant training with individuals that are moving into either units funded by the Section 811 Project Rental Assistance Program, the Weinberg Apartments Program, Community Choice Homes, or the DDA Rent Subsidy Program. My name is Chelsea Heyman. I'm with the Maryland Department of Disabilities. This is, again, the third installment of the series. Today, we were going to be talking about emergency preparedness. This is a topic that, particularly in light of the pandemic and other things that are going on, certainly a very hot topic to talk about with tenants you have that are moving into apartments of their own. I did have a request for the transcript that is now on. Please let me know if you have an issue with seeing it. Just a bit of housekeeping. Any questions that you have, please put them in the Q&A. And if you have any technical issues or concerns, please add that into the chat. We will monitor the chat throughout the course of this presentation. We have two great presenters from the Coordinating Center who've been doing this work for many, many years, Ms. Renita Broadwater and Denise Lopez.
Yes.
They will be presenting on this topic. And I will let you all go ahead and take it away.
Okay. Tenant Training 101, a competency course for case managers. Emergency preparedness, staying safe in your home. Safety for clients in their home. Your clients count on you to use the best judgment and expertise to help ensure they remain healthy and safe during emergency and when situations arise. Proactive, careful planning is key. Safety is important. Planning ahead for safety will help you to have a peace of mind. It means talking to family, friends, and helpers about what to do in emergency. Before and during emergencies, prepare. Be proactive. Review emergency plans. Connect individuals with support, both formal and informal, community resources, faith-based resources. Stabilize. Provide sense of safety and security. Keep things from getting worse. Meet any basic physical needs: food, water, shelter, reduction of physical pain, referral for medical care. Communicate. Establish supportive and compassionate presence. Reassure, empathetic listening. Share information, stress management techniques, and any other support available to clients. What is an access or functional need? Emergency preparedness for individuals with disabilities and others with access and functional needs includes all of the needs before, during, and after an incident in order to maintain independence. Examples of people who may have access and functional needs include elderly, children, limited English, lack of transportation, homeless, low income. Categorize planning consideration according to functional need, which can change as an incident unfolds. People may develop access and functional needs as a result of an incident or disaster. People needs may change as the complexity of the event changes. Customize your approach to meet the needs of an individual or family situation. There is the possibility that someone may have more than one access and functional need. Goals for client: ability to recognize emergency, situation awareness, be aware of your surroundings, and learn about emergency supplies and information. Okay, we would like to do a group activity. Share one thing you have done to prepare for an emergency. Some examples could be emergency car, check your smoke detector, sign up for emergency alerts, and create an emergency kit.
And you can just put the answer in the chat What have you done yourself? I see store food. Good. Create an emergency kit, flashlight candles, great emergency kits, awesome. Emergency alerts. I see the
Also
practice.
have batteries. The emergency kit, make sure the batteries are there. Stuff like that.
Absolutely. Backup batteries, absolutely. Okay.
You never know when emergency will happen. Learning about emergency preparedness and response will help keep you safe and keep everyone calm, give you confidence, keep you calm under pressure. In a disaster, you will be ready. Emergency prepared checklist. What do I need in my emergency kit? This is a good one to have because you don't think about this until it actually happens. Suggestions for ready kit or go bag. Copies of important documents like your insurance card, identification, list of emergency contact information, your medications, including the list of prescription names, the dosage and how frequent, extra set of keys, flashlight, radio, cash, an ATM card, sanitation and hygiene items, supplies for service animals, clothes, blanket, pillow, basic first aid and kit manual.
Somebody said they have extra flashlights, candles, batteries, crank, flashlight.
Yeah,
Band
candles
rabbit
is a good
video.
one because
Yeah.
batteries can go out, but the candles will stay lit.
And the charger, I see chargers up there too.
Suggestion for ready kit or go bag. 3-day supply of non-perishable food. Make sure food meets any dietary requirements. Granola bars, nuts and trail mix, tuna, emergency bars, crackers, peanut butter, manual can opener, 3-day supply of water, medical equipment and assess devices, extra batteries and chargers and cell phone, important numbers. You never know who you may need to contact. Personalize your emergency kit. Example, vital documents, eyeglasses, hygiene product, utensils, other items as needed, hand sanitizer, pet supplies. And yes, and also I just want to say this, when also personalizing your emergency kit, I had a friend one time who we had an emergency and she made a mistake and switched the colors. So therefore, when it was time for us to do what we had to do in emergency, she picked the wrong color of the box of the emergency kit. So just keep in mind that when you do an emergency kit, make sure you know what's in there. Make sure you pick the right one when you go to when you have to do your emergency. Just saying. Safety.
Okay.
Avoid slips, trips, and fall. Clean up spills, maintain and hazard-free walkway, keep away of the environment, wear appropriate footwear.
Safety at home. Anything that can move, fall, break, or start a fire in your home is a hazard. And so we're gonna have another little exercise. If you all could just put in the chat, identify some of the hazards that are in the picture. Some of the things that you see. And Denise, can you monitor the chat?
Sure, I'm looking at it right now. No window screen.
For the child, the child's hanging out over the window.
Electric cords. Child, yeah. Glass cups. Cigarettes. Ashtray on the arm of the chair, scissors on the floor, holes in the couch with wires. This whole house is a hazard.
Right. And look, and I didn't even notice the scissors on the floor.
Me
awesome. Awesome.
Clothes over fireplace. Vase on TV, clothes on fireplace. This whole house is about to burn down.
Awesome. Okay, and we have one more. So what would be the hazards in this house or apartment?
You say baby on counter,
That's a
knives
good one.
out, the iron. Oh, wow. Too much stuff plugged in the outlet. Someone said, yikes. You're right.
The spilled water on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Parent not monitoring the child.
The pot that's hanging over the stove. Yeah.
Curtain on a fire. Open cabinet.
Okay, so as you can see with the two pictures in the far right, this is what it should look like in a household, especially with children. Slips and falls, accident stats, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, over 1 million Americans suffer a slip, trip, and fall injury, and over 17,000 people die in the US annually because of these injuries. So this is another poll. How often do you change the batteries in a smoke detector in your house? You can put that in the chat.
Someone said annually, every 6 months, every month, seasonally when clocks roll.
Yeah, and I've heard that too seasonally, but I mean, they actually said, excuse me, smoke detectors change batteries annually or as soon as possible when the low battery chirping starts. You want to test your smoke alarm twice a year. Never disable a smoke detector yourself, and you inform the property manager of any non-working smoke alarms that are in your house or apartment. Also, most importantly, know where the fire extinguisher is and know how to use it. There is an acronym for how to use a fire extinguisher, and it is PASS. You're going to pull the pin, then you're going to aim at the base of the fire, squeeze the lever, and then shift from side to side. It seems like a simple process. I guess, you know, we don't want to have to practice it, but, you know, just to make yourself aware of it is something that you can do to go ahead and practice the fire extinguisher and actually know where it is in the building or in your apartment or household. So maintaining your home. Tenants do have responsibilities. Responsibility of tenant is reporting any issues that need repairs, and this includes the toilets, faucets, locks, lights, or anything else that breaks in the home. Daily, though, this was gonna include you actually having to keep your house clean, changing the light bulbs regularly, taking out the trash, keeping the yard up, and using the appliances correctly. The responsibility of the property owners is keeping the apartment in good condition as well, and responding to any other repairs that a tenant has reported, responding to those repairs in a timely manner. For emergency information cards, it's important to have an emergency information card in your home, readily available, where you have all the information that you feel like you're going to need in the event of emergency. You want to have the insurance information, doctor's information, any medications that you use, out of area contacts for any relatives or friends that you want to know what's going on with you. Find out where is there a meeting place. Is it going to be in the apartment building? Is it going to be outside the apartment building? Building down the street? Find out where your neighborhood meeting place is going to be, and any other emergency contacts that you feel is going to be relevant in the event that emergency takes place. Okay, and also who will help in emergencies? You write down the names and numbers of people, of your helpers in case of an emergency. Who can help me with my health problems? Who can help me with home maintenance? Who can help with a personal emergency? This can be one person, this can be several people, but it is best to have this information handy, where in the event that something happens, that somebody who's ever helping you will be able to have access to this and get you the help that you need. For critical medical equipment, enroll in a registry for the utilities list of customers dependent upon powered medical devices. Each utility has a form online, and it must be signed by a healthcare provider. And I do believe that BG&E, I am aware BG&E does have the information on their website, where if you have a person that has a disability or needs the electric on in their case of emergency, you fill out the form, you submit it to BG&E, that way that they can have that information on file in the event that something happens. Whatever medical device is needed, they won't be without this service. Get real-time information. You sign up for alerts via your local jurisdiction. Each jurisdiction has a system to alert citizens to real-time disaster information, and you monitor the traditional and non-traditional media for disaster information. Also, medical technology assistance programs. This provides statewide technical assistance for individuals with disabilities to make assistive technology more readily available through the AT loan program. And they have low interest equipment loans. And below is their website, www.mtat.org. You can find more information on medical technology assistance program on that website. And how to find resources in your local jurisdiction. You have your local emergency management agency, local fire department, Maryland Emergency Management Agency, your American Red Cross, disability consumer groups. You also have things like FEMA, and there is other resources that you can find on the internet. And as always, emergency backup 911. If you at all are concerned about your well-being or your client's well-being, always contact the police immediately. That's 911. Keep that information near the phone. That way, in the event that something happens, and I think on some phones, even if your phone is turned off, you can dial 911. You do have access to that 911 emergency line. For poison control, that number is 1-800-222-1222, and that's something good to have like on the refrigerator or stored in a safe place where you can have easily access to it. And thank you for your help for keeping our participants healthy and safe. And remember, your safety is important as well. So you make sure if you're safe, then you can make sure that others are kept safe as well. Again, my name is Renita Broadwater. I am the housing team manager at the coordinating center. That's my information. And then we have Denise Lopez. She's the housing coordinator here at the coordinating center, and you have her contact information. We will be sending the presentation out along with other emergency preparedness information, and that you can combine all the information and have that at your resources when providing the tenant training for your clients. And Denise, you want to pull up the other form?
Yes, I'm pulling it out right now. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, this is the American Red Cross. This is the form that we had talked about earlier to have things written down. So when emergency comes about, everything is already set in stone and written down. So that way you don't have to look and scramble for things. This is a family disaster plan. And here will be listed of some family members, phone numbers, cell phone, email addresses, any information about your pet, plan of action, the disasters most likely is affected in our household are. This is just something that, you can plan with your family so that when an emergency comes about, you know exactly who to contact, where to go. If separated during an emergency, what is our meeting place or near home or in a public place? If we cannot return home or asked to evacuate, what is our meeting place outside of our neighborhood? In the event the household is separated or unable to communicate with each other, our emergency contact outside of immediate area is name, home, phone number, cell phone, and email. Child's name. After a disaster, let your friends and family know that everything's okay by registering them safe and well at, here's the website where you can register or you can call. You can also give them a call and send a quick text or an update your status or social network status. Our plan for people in our household with a disability or special needs. Dealing with the population we deal with, they have a lot of special needs, medication, a lot of things to attend to. So this is something also that things can be written down just in case they have special instructions or special ways and able to access a safe room where they can go to a window, vent indoors, and listen to emergency broadcasts for instructions. Family members' responsibility in the event of a disaster. In the event of disaster, everyone is everywhere. So that way this will keep, everyone responsible for their task and doing what needs to be done. Disaster kit, be informed, family medical information, obtain bank copies if needed, pet information, sharing and maintaining the plan. Can you see it? I don't know why I went to being smaller.
I think that's better.
I don't know why it just jumped from that to that. Okay. There you go. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay, plan 9. You can do this. These are some items to have in this, collect these 9 essential items to help you, your shelter in place in the event of an emergency. Water, food, clothing, medication, flashlights, radio, hygiene. These are just some items. And also somebody over the weekend had mentioned, I was discussing this with someone, they said it's good to have a walkie-talkie if you can, just in case the cell phone don't work. A walkie-talkie can help. Just saying. Some emergency supplies is a gallon of water, food, peanut butter, dried fruits, nuts, trail mix, beef jerky, tuna, salmon in pouch, applesauce, juice, soup, stews. These are just some things that you can pack that you could take with you that would not go bad. First aid kit, household supplies. Make sure you have the flashlight with the batteries. Do you have the scissors, utensils, the garbage bags, antibacterial wipes? Some personal items to store in a backpack would be like a whistle, shoes, a travel kit, extra pair of prescription glasses, extra keys for home, and some personal papers and documents that you may want to take is a copy of your ID, your medical and dental information, credit card if needed, school, day program information. And it's always good to have an emergency information card. Emergency information card will consist of your health information, who is your health insurance company, what is your insurance card, the insurance card number. And this is good to have because just in case you don't have your card, you can't find it. But if you have something like this with everything written down, if needed, you have everything on hand. What are the medications that you may take and what doctors to call. Anita?
Can you go ahead and look at the
Sure.
small?
Sure. What are some important things used? Examples of important things that can be wheelchair, like hearing aids or walker. Do you use any of these? Can you think of any others? Sometimes, we may not think about it until it's time to go. So it's good to write them down just to have them. What are the emergency contacts? Friends, family? Who's your closest friends or family member that you can call just in case you may need help? Your neighbor, in case you separate from others, friends or family, neighbors you can call. Out of the area contact. Neighborhood meeting place. Be specific, talk to your friends and family and pick a place to meet. Your public place or even a place, a school or somewhere everyone feel comfortable meeting. Information about disability. Here you can write down what is important to know about your disability. Everyone's needs are different. So it's definitely important to write down what one person may need because it may be crucial for them and we may not even realize it. Home hazard hunt worksheet. Find the following things in your home.
That's another type of
Activity.
activity. Yes.
Okay, so these are the things that we should find at home. Find things in your home mirror. Our mirrors or pictures hung away from bed and chairs. These are safety hazards. Big window near bed, shelf near bed. Cupboard with water heater. Bring this up. Okay, and here you will write in your emergency, your family emergency information and communicate doctor's information, your friends and family, your neighbors, school, your children's caregiver.
I'm not sure what the interference is. I believe somebody may have their audio on. That's why we hear that. But does anybody have any questions at all? No, and I do want to mention that someone mentioned in the chat that the United Spinal Association provides members, all you need to provide is your email address, provide them with a free emergency preparedness bag with checklists and some other assistive devices, whistles, straws, etc. So I assume that you can go on that website and get that information. That will be a good resource to have for your clients. Overall, the safety of our clients is crucial and important. Our clients do depend on us to help them to remain healthy and safe in their home during emergencies and inclement weather and all of that. We do have like a cheat sheet that we use to provide as a list to go over with our clients. Number one, maintaining the unit, because we are going to put some responsibility on the client as well. Declutter, keep their units clean. And if they have any issues with that, there are programs that may be able to assist them with that. Taking out their trash, make sure they know how to take out the trash when the trash goes out. Fire extinguishers, know where the fire extinguishers are. Test the smoke alarms biannually. If the landlord or the apartment manager doesn't test them, it not absolutely the responsibility of the client to do it, but you can show them how to do it to make sure that they are aware of where the fire extinguishers and the smoke detectors are, and they can do it in the event that it takes the landlord a minute to get to it. What to do in the case of emergencies. Know that they can call 911 at any time. We do have some clients that take advantage of the 911. However, we try to make them a little self-sufficient so that if something happens in their household where they can use another resource as opposed to 911, then we want them to do that first. Of course, all emergencies you want to call 911, but in the event that the chair gets stuck or something like that, maybe they'll have a neighbor or another resource that they could use to actually call for that type of thing. also get a spare key made in the event that something happens, they lose their key or whatever, they'll know where that spare key is, or give that spare key to someone that they trust, and they can always call that person to get that key, so that they won't have to be charged for a locksmith to come in to let them in the house, or the apartment manager, or excuse me.
Also, renter's insurance, we encourage them, have renter's insurance, because you never know what emergency may happen. So definitely educate our clients about the importance of having renter's insurance. So that way, if an emergency happens, they have that backup at their apartment or their house, where they're able to have that plan to help them in the future.
Okay, and make them aware that they are, that keep their noise limit down in their household, because they are responsible for everything that goes on in their household. They're responsible for the visitors that come in the event that something happens, emergency happens, the visitor is there. They're responsible for what takes place with that situation as well. Know that they do have tenant rights. So we're going to equip them with their tenant rights, so that they can be aware of the rights that they do have as their responsibility as a tenant, as well as the responsibility of the landlord, who maintains what in the property, where to report the maintenance, where and who to report maintenance issues to, knowing who to call, when to call, have all that information readily available. And as always, we want them to comply with the terms of their lease. While doing the tenant training, you're going to review a copy of their lease with them. And they have everything, what their responsibilities are, what the landlord's responsibilities are. Everything is going to be in that lease. You want to review that with the client. Most buildings now are going towards smoke-free buildings. So we're going to review that information with our clients, just to assure that they are aware that they are living on a non-smoking property. A lot of apartment buildings do have a designated smoking area. Make sure that they know where that area is, so that that won't, cause them a lease violation. And as always, occupants of the unit, anybody that occupies the unit must be on the lease. In the event that there need to add someone to their lease or whatever, everything has to go through the leasing office to assure that it's going to be okay to add somebody to their lease.
We have a question in the chat. It said, do you register with Local Fire and EMS that apartment building has persons unable to use stairs due to disability? Tenants are often concerned in case of fires.
Yes, that is a best practice. If someone does move into an apartment building and they are using a wheelchair, you want to register with the local police department, register with the local fire department, let them know that it's a person in this unit, name, address, and everything. In the event that something happens, they will be able to call. Or we do have some buildings where the elevator goes out quite frequently, sad to say. And we want some of our clients actually depend on the fire department in the event that something happens like that, and they need to get in and out of their unit. They're going to call the fire department to help them down. Now, it is the responsibility of the apartment complex to actually get the elevators up and running as soon as possible. But in the event of an emergency, they can always contact the local fire department to assist them with getting in and out of the unit.
So there was a website that you mentioned, Safe and Well. I didn't get the whole website address down. Can you send it?
Sure. It should be included in the presentation. In the event that it is not, just email me and I can get that to you.
How often should clients practice their emergency plan? I say as often as possible. So
I would say as often as needed, so they can have it down pat. And in the event, even have their emergency plan, have a backup plan. In the event that they can't get to one thing, have a backup plan on what would happen if I can't get my to-go bag. Would somebody else have one? You know what I mean? So yeah, I would have them practice it as many times as possible until they get it. Actually memorize it to the point where if something
Exactly. I
happens,
was going to
it
say that
won't-
because our clients, because of their health issues, sometimes they tend to forget. So the more often it's practiced, the more, they will remember. And they'll be able to, when emergency occur, pick up and go.
and be more self-sufficient.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It says if the participant is a person with anxiety or mental illness that can affect their perception, how can a practice run occur?
But that is a tricky one.
Well, I would say before a practice can run occur, get everyone on board, have a meeting with everyone on board, mental health specialists, whoever else helps the client with their health needs. And I say have a meeting with everyone before, obviously, so that once an emergency occurs, they know how to move forward, whether it's the police come in, emergency come in, whether it's staying in the unit, whether it's calling someone. I would say have a meeting with the team of the client so that protocol can be talked about just in case something does come about. What does the client do? Like, how do you go from there?
Right, and the practice run has to occur to the level of their understanding.
Right.
So, but all key players involved will know, the level of understanding of the client, so they'll be able to help them, identify, what to do with what happens. They'll be able to put it together for them.
Any other questions or comments?
And also there is information in my own front door on maintaining your unit and emergency preparedness. It is a few pages in there that will actually help, help a client to go through this information. So when you're actually providing the tenant training, you have that information right there on hand to help them get through their emergency kits, who is going to help them with the emergencies, how to stay safe in their homes, maintaining their apartment and stuff like that. So you'll be able to find information in my own front door as well. Does anybody else have any other questions or comments?
Thank
No.
No,
Thank you. I hope this information
thank
was
you.
very helpful for you. We do have other resources that we will send out along with the presentation that will assist you, with helping your clients with preparing the emergency preparedness as well.
Thank you as well. So thank you guys in the chat.
Thanks, everyone. We appreciate you attending today's session. I saw a couple people mention that the PowerPoint for the prior session was not sent out quite yet. I'm going to go ahead and do that. So please be patient with me. I have a number of other things that I'm working on for end of year closeout right now. So just FYI. So please keep your eyes peeled at your email. And also for those of you who've emailed me about making up a prior session, I will get to your email at some point today. So thank you so much for attending. As a reminder, our last and final session in this series is gonna be next Thursday, the 14th from 10 to 12. This workshop will be addressing reasonable accommodations and modifications. If you have not already registered, I'm happy to send out, I'm going to go ahead actually and put the link in the chat so you can register and get signed up. So there is the link. All right, well, I hope everyone has a good rest of your Thursday. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thanks.
Good one.
Bye-bye.
Bye.